Well, hey there, everyone. Ready to dive into something kind of huge today? We're talking about artificial intelligence. But get this, not just using it. What happens if you don't? Especially in 2024, feels like the stakes are getting higher.
Oh, absolutely. And it gets fascinating quickly because we're way past shiny new tech here. This is about how AI is changing the game entirely, how businesses work, how they compete. Heck, even if they survive, it's that big.
And you know how we roll, right? Your interest in AI adoption, we took that seriously, dug into a whole research report, cutting through all the hype. It lays out the real risks for organizations if they're sleeping on AI. And get this, with actual case studies, not just someone's theories.
And what I found really gripping is they don't shy away from tough stuff,
Yeah.
like the possible downsides, cost worries, ethical stuff, even that fear some people have about losing jobs. It's all in there, all the stuff we're going to unpack together today.
So no time to waste. Right, let's hit it. This report jumps right in with a risk that's kind of impossible to ignore, competitive disadvantage.
And buckle up, because this is where it gets really interesting. It's not even about a small edge anymore. Companies using AI the right way, they might reshape entire industries. Think about how much data a company like, say, Amazon is sitting on. Now imagine AI sifting through that, knowing what you'll buy before you do. That's a whole other level.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit intimidating, not gonna lie. So let me get this straight. If a company isn't at least trying out AI in 2024, are they basically bringing like a butter knife to a gunfight?
More like showing up to a rocket launch with a horse and cart. You might get there eventually, but you're missing the whole point. And it's not just the Amazons of the world either. AI can actually help smaller businesses compete, give them tools they couldn't afford before.
Right, that makes sense. Levels the playing field in a way. But competitive disadvantage, that's still kind of broad. What's the real impact? How does this actually hurt a business's bottom line?
The report dives right into that. A big one is just inefficiency, wasting time, wasting money on stuff AI could probably do way faster, cheaper, data entry, scheduling, even some basic customer service interactions.
Oh, tell me about it if I got to manually sort another spreadsheet.
Exactly. And that's what people miss, right? This isn't some robot takeover story. It's AI freeing us from the boring stuff so WE can focus on what humans do best.
All right, so we've got competition, we've got efficiency. What other AI anxieties are out there that we should be aware of?
The report then goes into this whole idea of strategic misalignment. Basically, without AI, it's like wandering around in the dark. You might figure it out, but it's going to take longer. You'll hit some walls on the way. AI is like that flashlight. Andy, the map, helps you make smarter choices, use your resources better, and when things change fast, wish they do now, you can adapt.
So it's like a superpowered GPS, but for your business, guiding you through all the chaos of, well, everything these days.
Nailed it. And they give real examples, which is cool, like how companies use AI to make sense of all their data. Everyone says data is important, but without AI, it's like piles of ingredients, but no recipe.
Data silos.
Yeah.
My personal nightmare. Like having all the parts for an amazing cake, but scattered across 5 different stores.
And AI, that's the master baker, right?
Oh, yeah?
Takes all that scattered data, blends it up, bakes you that delicious cake of actionable insights. Which isn't about pretty charts, it's about making decisions you can trust, spotting opportunities you'd otherwise miss completely.
Okay, so it's like AI is the data whisperer, making those numbers tell us what they mean. I'm starting to see why this is a big deal. Ignoring it?
Yeah.
But T, you're killing it. I'm hooked.
Hmm.
What other traps are out there for those avoiding AI?
Well, getting really practical now, the report talks about operational risks. We want things fast, we want them efficient, we want them reliable, and humans, amazing as we are, we make mistakes. It happens.
To err is human, or so they say.
Right.
But those errors in business, those can cost you big time.
100%. And that's prime AI territory. Automating tasks, reducing the chance of those human errors. And let's be real, it doesn't need sleep, coffee breaks, or vacations to do it.
All right, so less job stealing robot, more like that super efficient coworker who never clocks out. But there's got to be more, right?
There is, and they use this great example from finance. AI managing financial risk, spotting fraud way faster than we can, keeping up with all those regulations that make your head spin.
Yeah, makes sense in a field where a tiny error can snowball into something huge.
Exactly. AI is becoming essential for building that trust, mitigating those risks, which leads to another big one, missed chances to save money. And not just a little, but like maximizing how you use resources across the board.
Now that is music to any business owner's ears, let me tell you. Tell me more.
Think about it. If AI is handling those repetitive tasks, humans are freed up. And what do? More strategic stuff, higher value stuff. It's not job replacement, it's making everyone more valuable. And honestly, probably happier too.
So it's a better together situation, not an either.
You got it. And while they're honest about the challenges of actually implementing AI, which we'll get to, they make a strong case. The risks of doing nothing, way bigger than the challenges of trying.
Classic case of better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. Except it's artificial intelligence this time.
Uh-huh.
I'm into it. But T, let's talk about those challenges. What hurdles do organizations actually face, and how do they get over them? It's like you're in my brain. I was just thinking about those challenges. Easy to get swept up in the headlines, AI taking over, but actually doing it sounds, well, messy.
It can be. But messy doesn't mean impossible. In this report, they break it down well. Big takeaway. Don't just jump on the bandwagon, right? It's planning, it's smart investment, it's making sure AI fits what your organization's about.
Makes sense. So less intimidated by AI, more like informed optimism.
Bingo! So let's do this. Specific challenges. A big one, we've kind of danced around it. Cost. Building this stuff, implementing it, not cheap, especially when you're already rolling in dough.
And it's not like you buy it once and you're done, right? There's got to be upkeep, updates, all that.
You're right on the money. The report, they admit that's a hurdle for a lot of organizations. But they have good advice. Start small. Find those areas where AI makes the biggest difference fastest.
Dip a toe in the AI pool before you cannonball. I like it.
There you go. They also talk about partnerships, which is smart, teaming up with the AI experts or even those cloud-based solutions, often cheaper than building it all yourself from scratch.
Okay, so cost is huge, but not a deal breaker. What else should we be thinking about?
Another one they hit hard, skills gap. Not enough people who really get AI. Building it, understanding the data, guiding a company through it all. It's a shortage.
Okay, so are we all just doomed to fall behind then? No AI experts on speed dial.
Not doomed at all. But you got to be proactive. They suggest investing in your own WN people, upskilling, retraining, maybe even partnering with like universities, those coding boot camps, building that talent pipeline.
So investing in who you have now and who you might hire later, it's not just about the tech, it's about the humans, right?
100%. And they even say, build a culture of learning, of trying things out, where people feel okay to explore new tech, share what they learn, even mess up a little. It's how we figure it out.
Learning as you go, especially in AI, it just doesn't stop changing, does it? It's the journey, not the destination.
You got it. And that attitude, that's what separates those who just survive from those who thrive in this AI world. Now, besides cost, besides skills, the report hits on a couple more things that are important. One is data privacy, security, all that.
Which, come on, huge deal.
Uh,
Especially now. Seems like every day there's a new data breach. It's scary.
And because AI relies so up-she-h on data, you got to be extra careful with it. Tight security, encryption, knowing exactly WHO has access to what? No questions.
It's not just about keeping the BD guys out either. It's about being responsible with that data, knowing it's important, which I know you get.
Absolutely. If you're gathering any personal data, you have a responsibility. And last but not least, this one might seem out of left field. How AI affects human connection, especially those jobs where you're dealing with customers directly.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Tell me more about that.
So the smarter AI gets, the more it'll do what humans used to, especially in customer service, right? We've all used those chatbots, the AI assistants.
Some are great, some not so much. I get what you mean, though.
And yeah, AI customer service is efficient, available 24/7. But, and the report stresses this, don't underestimate real human connection. Sometimes you just want a person, especially for those complex problems, or if you just want someone to get you.
It's like that quote, people forget what you said, what you did,
Yeah.
but they never forget how you made them feel. And sometimes you just need a person for that.
Love that. And companies got to think about that balance. AI for efficiency, yes. But don't lose that human touch. It builds trust. It builds loyalty. You can't fake that.
Finding that sweet spot where AI helps us be better, not less human. Okay, but even if you do everything right, weigh the risks, invest smart, find the talent, there's still a chance AI implementation could go sideways, right?
Oh, absolutely. Even with the best plans, you hit snags. And one of the biggest the report talks about is just plain old resistance to change.
Which, come on, we've all been there. Change is hard,
Right.
especially when it's something as, well, potentially big as AI coming in. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of resisting change. Who isn't? But there's got to be a way through that, right?
Yeah.
How do you get everyone on board with AI?
The report's big on this. You got to be proactive, not just reacting after the fact. Like, don't just announce, boom, AI time, and expect everyone to be thrilled. You got to bring people along.
So how do you do that? What's the actual process, I guess?
They actually lay it out pretty simply. Communication, that's number one. Explain the W-ite why. Why AI? What's it going to do? Oh, and not just for the company as a whole. What about for the individual employee? What's their win?
Show them how it makes their work better, not just that it's replacing their work, right?
Nailed it. And training, support, that's huge too. When people feel like they get the tech, they're way less likely to push back against it. It's about knowledge.
Empowerment over overwhelm, I like that.
And that's where, this might sound obvious, but good leadership matters so much. Someone who gets the vision, who can deal with those anxieties we talked about, but also the excitement. Someone who can build a culture that embraces trying new stuff. That's how you navigate this whole AI shift.
So it's people, culture, leadership. It's bigger than just the code or the algorithms, isn't it? It's almost philosophical.
It really is. The report makes this point. We're at a turning point. AI could change everything, but it's got those challenges. And we have to face those head on if we want the good stuff.
Because there's huge any potential here, but we got to be smart about it, right?
Exactly. And that's what I like about the research. They're not pretending it's simple. It makes you think about the good and the bad. No easy answers.
It's like we climb this AI mountain. Now we can see everything, the amazing view, the potential dangers, and we get to choose how to walk down, what path we take.
I love that analogy. It's not about loving AI blindly or being scared of it. It's about getting it, engaging with it, and maybe even shaping it to fit what do we care about.
All right, so on that note of mindful AI engagement, I think that's a wrap on our deep dive into the risks of not using it, especially in this crazy year, 2024.
Yeah.
Hopefully this got those brain gears turning, maybe inspired you to learn even more. We'll have the full research report linked up in the show notes. Definitely worth a read.
And hey, the biggest risk of all might be doing nothing.
Until next time, everyone, keep learning, keep adapting, and most importantly, keep asking the big questions.